production difficult from a physical and emotional perspective?
Oh, I had such a great time working on this show. It was neither emotionally nor physically taxing for me. What I found it was incredibly compelling, and even the most simple scene took a great deal of concentration. For me, that involves being relaxed. That involves, collaborating with the directors, great directors we worked with. But when it got down to it, I did so much mind crunching on this part, reading over. I was staying in London. We're working well outside of the city, so the hours were long with that little travel. But then we'd enter this location, these set of locations where we worked at actually an ancient estate, and it was a really compelling job. So a lot of mentally taxing. I'll give you that. Yeah.
What is Hanna for you, and what's your takeaway for both of you playing such strong characters on screen?
I think I remember emphasizing when talking about season 1 with Hanna that I think the dialogue surrounding strong female roles in the discourse of film and TV can be slightly frustrating, because I think that strength is really important, but vulnerability is also really important. And I think the pressure to be strong all the time, as if that's kind of like the be and end all of feminism, is kind of ludicrous. And so what I really liked about Hanna was that you really see not only her physical capacity with regard to her fighting, you also see incredible vulnerability and grief that I think is much more nuanced than, your generic action heroine who is predominantly just fighting.
You said that you play an approachable villain. Do you actually believe some bad guys can be approachable?
Oh, well, of course, in its worst form, I've played predators that behave that way. Carmichael doesn't have any of those qualities, but he does use to his devices his personality. I tried, especially with David Farr's guidance and with his efforts with me, to have him, have a sense of right and justice in and even pride in what he's created. And yet, outside of that, one might judge his motivations. It's hard to say. What I mean is he's a true believer. So, and he does have a moral compass. It's just pointing in the wrong direction, I think, by anybody's standards. But he has developed a most fascinating, most successful project, and his own the results of it are maturing, and we're about ready to release them to do our bidding. It's a very exciting time for John Carmichael. He plays it kind of cool, right?
Are you happy with the kind of narratives that are coming for women, for girls? And it's also very gender neutral now,
I think we have a really long way to go with that. So